Hello, my name is Ashok from basis Peoria in Arizona, and today I'm going to be giving a stock pitch on NVIDIA. For a quick company overview, NVIDIA was founded in 1993 by Jensen Huang, who's also the current CEO. In 1999, they revolutionized the world with the world's first GPU, GeForce 256. And in 2022, they did the unthinkable, surpassing $1 trillion in market cap. They have four primary business areas. The first is gaming through their GeForce GPUs. The second is data centers through their CUDA platform and cloud computing. The third is autonomous vehicles with their Drive platform. And the fourth is reshaping design and virtualization through their Omniverse technology. On net sales, NVIDIA's number one market is the United States, with over $53.6 billion in revenue. The second and third are Singapore and China, respectively. By product line, NVIDIA's top two revenue generators are their GPUs at number one, with over 53% of their revenue, and their data center processors with over 25% of revenue. Their market position, they're dominating the market share with over 80% in high-end gaming graphics and 95% in GPU-accelerated AI workloads. Despite competitors like AMD and Intel, they're nowhere close, as the graph shows that NVIDIA consistently has over 70% of the market shares. Now, that brings us to our investment thesis. My recommendation is to buy NVIDIA for four primary reasons. The first is a growth opportunity to the rise of AI and machine learning demand. The second is NVIDIA's international footprint, with them operating in over 50 countries. Third is their market dominance with over 80% of high-end gaming and 95% in AI workloads. And the fourth is, unlike their competitors, they reinvest over 20 to 25% back into research and development. First, a quick industry analysis. NVIDIA operates in four industries that are set to grow exponentially. The first is the semiconductor industry, the second is the GPU market, the third is autonomous vehicles, and the fourth is cloud computing. These industries, due to the rise in AI demand and cloud computing, are set to increase a lot in the next couple of years. Onto some competitive positioning, NVIDIA is like what we like to call a wide moat for four reasons. The first is their brand name. The reputation of NVIDIA causes customers to gravitate towards them inherently. The second is the networking effect due to partnerships with tech giants like AWS, Microsoft Azure, and Google Cloud. The third is high barriers to entry from other companies due to high entry costs and exorbitant switching costs. The fourth is that with NVIDIA's revolutionary technology comes 15,000 patents that protect them, providing exclusivity to the technology that makes them great. On their Porter 5 forces, they're actually on the low to none for most of them. The only thing that's moderate is their bargaining power of suppliers, because they rely on a few suppliers like TSMC, but are actively combating this by creating long-term deals to ensure that suppliers do not have this bargaining power over them. Now, looking at the financial summary, it's pretty clear. NVIDIA is doing great. With having over a 78% year-over-year increase in their revenue, it proves that NVIDIA is actually growing at a rapid rate, with their shareholders also receiving a lot of the necessary money and the outcomes that they want. That brings us to our valuation. Using a comparative company analysis and a discount cash flow model, we're able to find the implied price target, which is $215 per share, and then find the 5-year DCF price target and the 10-year DCF price target of $360 and $395 per share, respectively. Using that, we can find the average of the final fair value estimate of $374 per share. Looking at some investment risks, the first is a supply chain and chip shortage. They rely so much on TSMC that if there's a chip shortage, that drastically reduces their revenue sources. But TSMC is not the only provider. NVIDIA is now diversifying to other companies like Samsung for these chips. The second is geopolitical uncertainty with China. However, despite these geopolitical risks, NVIDIA is actually looking to other countries abroad, which lowers the geopolitical uncertainty that exists, along with domestic production through the CHIPS Act. The third is their customer concentration, being in a couple of hyperscalers like AWS and Google Cloud. But despite this, NVIDIA is diversifying to reduce this customer concentration so their revenues do not get impacted so severely. On their governance and management, their executive leadership team is led by their co-founder and president and CEO, Jensen Huang. And under their shareholders, institutional investors own over 70% of total shares. Now, looking at some environmental, social, and governance constraints under environmental, some energy efficiency and carbon footprint, they're actually reducing their energy, increasing their energy efficiency while decreasing their carbon footprint through sustainable manufacturing and efficiency improvements by over 1,000 times. The second is their social considerations. They're having increased diversity and inclusion, with over 50% of their workforce being Indian and Asian, then being one of the top 5 companies for a good workforce treatment. The final thing is that they're having company-led community engagement programs that ensure that NVIDIA is giving back to their community. The final thing is their governance. They have a board of directors that is independent and accountable, and through audit logs, they're able to ensure that data privacy and cybersecurity exists and ensure that there's regulatory compliance, ensuring that the company operates accountably and without bias. Now, the last thing is with AI's rise, the impacts have to be looked at. Some of the benefits is that with the increase in AI demand, NVIDIA's GPUs also increase, providing them with a more market source. But some risks is that with the increase in AI, other companies like Google and Amazon are trying to develop their own custom AI chips, which potentially could lower NVIDIA's market share. And there's more regulations as AI comes abroad, such as the US placing restrictions recently on AI chip exports to China, which would actually impact these revenue. But despite all of this, we can see a over 330% increase in the predicted value for the NVIDIA share, which is why you should buy. Thank you for listening.